Let's be real, moving can be one of the most stressful things you do in life. But you know what? It really doesn't have to be a total disaster for your belongings. In this explainer, we're going to dive into the ultimate guide on how to absolutely master the art of a secure and, dare I say, stress-free move. Oh, we've all been there. You get that little pit in your stomach as you look around at everything you own, just wondering, how is any of this going to survive the trip? It's not just about stuff, right? It's about protecting your investments, your daily necessities, and all those precious memories. But I promise, with the right game plan, you can flip that worry right into confidence. So, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to kick things off with the super important prep work you do before you even touch a box. Then, we'll get into some pro-level packing techniques, cover how to handle those extra special items, master the logistics of moving day itself, and wrap up with a simple trick to make that first night in your new place an absolute breeze. All right, first step, the foundation. Seriously, what you do before you pack a single thing can save you so much time, money, and hassle down the line. This is where the magic really begins. Okay, before you even look at a box, you gotta declutter. I mean, why would you pay to move something you don't even use anymore? The four-pile method is just genius in its simplicity. Go through each room and sort everything into one of these four piles. And here's a great rule of thumb from our source. If you haven't used it in a year, you really need to ask yourself if it's worth the effort to move. Less stuff means an easier move. It really is that simple. I want you to think of your packing materials less like a cost and more like insurance for your belongings. Grabbing flimsy old boxes and cheap tape is just a recipe for disaster. Opting for good, strong, double-walled boxes, real bubble wrap, and some heavy-duty tape, that's your first line of defense against damage. Seriously, do not cut corners here. Okay, with our prep work done, it is time to get into the real art and science of packing a box. Trust me, this isn't just a chore, it's a whole system designed for maximum protection. Think of every box like it's a little game of Tetris. The laws of physics are your friend here. Always put your heaviest stuff at the bottom to create a solid base. Lighter, more delicate things, they go on top so they don't get crushed. Now, this next part is so important. Fill every single empty space. Use packing paper, towels, your t-shirts, whatever. Why? Because items that can't shift around can't break. Oh, and a quick tip for liquids. A little piece of tape over the lid and popping it in a plastic bag can save you from a sticky, messy disaster. This right here, this is going to be your best friend when you're unpacking. Just writing stuff on a box is completely useless. You got to be specific. Write down the room, the general contents, and number the boxes for that room. Something like kitchen, 3 of 10. That way you know if a box goes missing. And the pro tip, it's a total game changer. Use a different color marker for each room. That way you or your movers can see at a single glance exactly where every box is supposed to go. It saves hours of confusion. Now, while most of your stuff can follow the standard rules, some things need, let's say, the VIP treatment. So now we're going to talk about how to protect your most important, valuable, or super fragile possessions. Let's be absolutely crystal clear about this one. For the things that are truly irreplaceable, passports, birth certificates, jewelry, family heirlooms, there is only one rule. They do not go on the moving truck, ever. They travel with you. A small personal lockbox is perfect for this. It keeps everything secure and gives you total peace of mind during all the chaos. Oh, you are going to love this hack. Before you start taking apart that bed frame or dining table, just pull out your phone and snap a few pictures of all the joints and where the screws go. You're basically creating your own little visual instruction manual. Then put all the screws and bolts in a little bag, label it, and tape that bag directly to the piece of furniture it belongs to. Believe me, future you will thank you for this. Okay, electronics. They're fragile, they're expensive, they need a little extra TLC. The absolute gold standard is to use your original box if you still have it. If not, no big deal. Just wrap screens and soft blankets. But here's the critical part. Always pack and move screens like TVs and computer monitors standing upright. Never, ever lay them flat. That puts way too much pressure on the screen and is just asking for a crack. All right, the prep is done, the boxes are packed like a pro. Now let's talk about the big day itself. This is all about execution, the final logistics that lead to a flawless finish. If you're using professional movers, think of them as your team for the day, and clear communication is your playbook. Before they even start, do a quick walkthrough with the crew leader. Point out every single box that's marked fragile. Show them that antique dresser that needs a little extra care. And just as important, make their job easier and safer by making sure all the hallways and pathways are totally clear of clutter. How that truck gets loaded is the final, crucial step in making sure nothing gets broken. It's basically a high-stakes game of Tetris. Your heaviest items, like appliances, go in first, and they go closest to the front of the truck. That keeps the whole thing stable on the road. You want to distribute the weight evenly from left to right and use ratchet straps to lock down any big furniture. This is what stops all your stuff from turning into a giant, destructive pinball machine the first time the truck takes a sharp turn. Here is something that can totally sneak up on you if you're not careful: the weather. A sudden downpour or even just high humidity can ruin your day. If there's even a tiny chance of rain, use those big plastic covers for your mattresses and sofa. A little bit of extra packing tape along the seams of your boxes can also do wonders to keep moisture out. A few minutes of prevention here can save you a world of hurt. And finally, let's talk about what might just be the single greatest tip for cutting down stress on that first night in your new place. I'm talking about the Essentials box. So, here's the deal with this box. It does not go on the moving truck. No way. This box rides in the car with you. You're going to pack it with everything you might need for that first 24 hours. Phone chargers, your toothbrush and medications, a change of clothes, a box cutter so you can actually start unpacking, and of course some much-needed snacks and water. When you finally get to your new place and you're totally exhausted, you won't have to rip open 10 different boxes just to find your toothpaste. It's a lifesaver. So what does this all boil down to? What's the big takeaway? A secure, stress-free move isn't about luck. It's all about control. And you get that control by doing 3 key things: preparing thoroughly before you even start, packing smart with a system that works, and communicating clearly with everyone who's helping you out. You see, by following these steps, you can shift your focus away from worrying about what might go wrong and towards the excitement of starting a new chapter. So I'll leave you with this to think about. Once everything is there, safe and sound, what's the very first thing you're going to set up to make that new house finally feel like home?